What is going on, you black and white motherfuckers? It is me, Okechi, You know, Gervonta Davis, every time I look at him, he look like a wrong'un, He's a wrong'un, man. There's something about that brother. Not only is he going around slapping up his missus and thing, He's also, I don't know the sign dodgy about him, man, but he can fight. I can't deny the brother can fight, He's a good fighter, but good fighters sometimes get beat. And when good fighters get beat, that's fine. It is not a problem. They will return. Often better, sometimes no. So the fact that they ripped off poor Lamont Roach and took away his dreams and hopes breaks me heart, They did this brother bad, We watch a lot of reactions. We see Paulie Malignaggi, who we know as a problem of a certain kind of fighter. And as soon as I saw him talking about this is the worst decision ever, I think it's probably not going to be that bad after all. Let me watch this fight. I bet it is not that bad. But then when I watched it, it was fucking terrible, It's a very tight first 3 rounds. Neither want to open up, and it's just it's typical work from Gervonta Davis. And then in the 4th round, I noticed that Roach is sharper and more precise. He's just thinking through the fight more. And Davis is more offensive this round, but Roach, it just, he's just really thinking through his punches with accuracy, and it's taken Davis a while to get into his rhythm, And then in his 6th round, Davis, his best round, is landing hard hooks and mixing it up. And we start to see him build that momentum. The right hook stops Roach in his tracks. It doesn't stop him, but he stops to kind of think okay, yeah, you got me with a good shot. And from here on in, it's the usual, Gervonta Davis show. You expect him to do his usual thing. Start off kind of slow. I don't know if slow is the right word, but you know what I mean. He doesn't really get going until like the 4th or 5th sort of round, and then normally around the 8th or so it's like a knockout, But this time, this is something that Roach prepared for. In the 7th round, Roach is taking Davis's power, and this is high level inside mid-range fighting. This is beautifully, this is the type of fighting that Paulie Malignaggi, who was a good fighter, looks at and weeps. He just weeps. It hurts him when he sees other fighters getting credit, especially when them fighters are black. It hurt him deep in his soul. I find it quite funny, but that is the reason why he has this hate. If you've ever wondered why he has this hate, it just hurt him that he was a fighter, he was a champion, but he never punched that hard, and I think that's always affected him. So when he sees these hard punching little men as well, him like, that could have been me. But anyway, in the 9th round, it's I don't know what happened here. It looks like Roach hits Gervonta with a straight jab in the eye. Gervonta blinks, and then he takes a knee, Then he walks over to the corner and speaks to someone to try and style it. And the referee, because both of his eyes are looking in the opposite direction like a fucking hammerhead shark, he doesn't even call it a knockdown. That was a terrible, terrible decision from the referee. It was a knockdown. He took a voluntary knee. A punch landed. It was a very, very light punch, but a punch landed, and then Gervonta Davis took the damn rascal knee, And when him took that bomber ass knee, when it went down on his knee, he had the sheer audacity to blame the fact that his girlfriend put grease in his hair, It was a funny thing, because even when he said about, I went down because my girlfriend put grease in my hair and it went in my eye, even he had a smirk on his face, Me think that little jab hurt his little eyeball. His eyeball hurt from the jab, so I'm thinking, me take a knee, then he got up and thought, oh, maybe not. Regardless of the blood clot reason he took the knee that should have been counted. It was a travesty that it wasn't. He got away with it because of grease in his ear, because of his fucking dreadlocks, you know, the fucking plaits in his ear, man. Come on. This was a joke. And I feel sorry for Roach. Roach won that fight. The 11-12 is all Roach. He won that fight. You know, I can kind of in a way see how, you know, I can't even see how you have a draw. The reason is there's a lot of precise work going on in the inside, angles, chopping sharp counters, and you really have to be watching it with a pen in your hand and scoring each round. You can't casually sit back watching it, eating some ackee and salt fish, you know, eating some dumplings or eating some jollof rice and not concentrating on the fight. You really have to concentrate on every round and score every round. Most people who say they score fights mean they watch fights and then at the end they have an opinion on who won. That's not scoring, that's just watching. Scoring is you score each round and then add up your tally at the end. Most people don't do that. That's why most people get confused and cry robbery when there is not a robbery. However, on this occasion, even though it could be argued that for the lesser trained eye who's not that educated when looking at the punches, they could, you know, they could potentially say it is a draw because it's some of the rounds would look close if you're not paying full attention to every punch. You know, if you're texting your gal halfway through the fight and if you're picking your ass and not concentrating. But for those of us who concentrated on every punch, those of us who know how to score a fight, this was, I don't like to say it, but it was a robbery because Roach landed more cleaner work, you know, cleaner work. And for that reason, my final scorecard was 117-112, you know, to Roach. This was a sad decision, and Roach got robbed in this fight. There's only one way to resolve this thing, you know, run the rascal thing back. Let's do it again. And how that fight goes, I wouldn't even be surprised if Roach gets the win. I'm not really too fussed what happens, if I'm being honest. I watch this shit for entertainment. As long as what happens upsets Paulie Malignaggi, then I'm happy, you know. It's a catchy, damn, the baddest boxing YouTube man, you know.